What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the Galactic Explorers Podcast. I am your host, Lunchbox, and today we are joined, as always, by Phil.
Hello.
How you doing, Phil?
I am doing awesome today.
Good. And back from the land of the dead is James.
Good day to everyone.
How you doing, mate?
I'm not too bad, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Good.
So it's been a week since the last podcast hit us. We've had some more content from IGN, namely was it the Surviving in the Sub-Zero Planet one, and
Yes.
the five planets. Quick fly through of them. There was another video, wasn't there? But what was that one? Oh, that was in the last podcast, wasn't it? I think.
There was another one that I saw where what was that guy's name? Anthony, I think. I could be wrong.
Oh, that was the PlayStation website one.
Yeah, but it was basally the same as the first one.
Except he killed a few animals. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure there was another IGN video what they did, wasn't there? But I can't for the life of me think what it was. Oh, it was the crafting, wasn't it? It was how to craft or something like that.
I went through the crafting system and things like that. I did see that.
I actually think I've seen that.
Oh, what it was like that 21-minute IGN video, and then there was a written article about I think someone's 2-hour experience of playing the game.
Yeah.
Then it was that crafting tutorial or whatever. And then it was the what we were saying, the surviving on the Sub-Zero planet, and then it's been the 5-planet ones. Okay. So we've had these 2 extra videos, or 3 if you include the PlayStation one. But what we're going to do is carry on from the last podcast with Phil's ever-expansive knowledge of written down details from the 21 minutes and whatever else since, really. So where did we finish off last time then, Phil?
I was bouncing all over the place because I have no life and this is all I do lately. Everybody's talking about how their life is going to end in 60 days. Man, you guys ain't got nothing on me. My life ended 2 years ago when I saw the first video.
Oh, that's what it's felt like for everyone. I'm pretty sure it has.
Right.
But only like 63 days now or something like that. So.
Right. Actually, I think where we left off is right where we were talking about before we started the podcast. Sean seems to be deliberately avoiding subtle and major game parts. Like if there's something off in the background, he'll make sure he doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
We were talking about the tentacle arm. If people watch the last video really close, there's an arm that kind of tries to attack him and he dodges it and he doesn't engage it. He doesn't tell us nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing that to keep the mystery alive, you know?
Yeah, probably. I mean, because obviously it's the IGN first for the month. They've got to make like a month's worth of content, don't they? I mean, obviously they're not releasing every single day or anything like that, but there might be a segment on just animals. So like the animals in No Man's Sky or the plants, and it might come underneath the plants, so they're avoiding certain things for videos. But then again, they might be avoiding it, like you said, either for the release of the game or E3, which is just around the corner as well.
Yeah.
So they might be revealing things in E3. I mean, they've got to have like a playable demo, haven't they, at E3, do you reckon? With it just being a week away, like a week before release, a playable demo for people to play on?
I honestly think that there's not going to be a demo at all. They're just going to wait for it to come out and just let everyone experience dying constantly, non-stop, because they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Damn them.
I was reading an article about this the other day. This was a guy's personal thoughts, basically, but he wonders if Sean and everybody's got like this mass computer and they can see where everybody starts and then launches off their planets and
that'd be great.
Tracks everybody.
Yeah,
and
there's like a little red dots
standing there in like robes and mysterious looking stuff going,
oh my
it
God.
has begun.
And what if they did that at the end of the year? They just like showed like a map of where everyone's gone in the entire universe.
That would be cool.
Right?
That would be amazing.
Kind of like how they connect all the galaxies with the dots
Yeah.
and the stars and
Yeah.
the lines. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I've got a theory now that it's basically just for their own fun and games that they're actually betting on us. We're like horses.
Yeah,
So
right.
we've all got red dots, and obviously our PS4 tags or Steam tags, and we've all got red dots assigned to us. And whoever gets closer to the centre by Christmas time, someone wins £100 on the pot or something at Hello Games. So,
Right. It's like
yeah,
a
so-
$1 bet.
yeah. So like going back to like obviously what they're not showing and things. Like I said, it could be like I said, they're holding it off for E3 or for later videos, but obviously before release of the game. They've got to mention something because people are constantly also mentioning like space whales, aren't they? Like animals that are actually in space rather than on planets. And
Right.
things. So I'm sure that in some way they'll address this in some form or another. But yeah. So, but yeah, I do see what you mean as what, like I said, avoiding certain things. It's a little bit annoying because obviously you see it yourself on the video, and then you're like, "Ooh, what's that?" And then he just completely drifts off into another direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like when you're watching somebody else play a race car game, and
Yeah.
you want to go one way, but they're driving totally different.
Yeah.
It hurts my brain, man. Don't do that to me.
Yeah. I totally get that. So yeah. So what else have you got on your list?
You know, I got a couple other things, but James wasn't here last time, and I have been kind of curious about his thoughts. You remember how we were talking about mods
Yeah.
and cheats and stuff like that? And then what did we find 2 days ago, Ashley?
Oh yeah.
A guy coming out with a mod to read the alien language,
Yeah.
you know?
Did you see this on the Facebook group earlier, James?
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
He has-
We actually brought that up in the last podcast, and then there it is,
Yeah,
you know?
like the post has been removed now. But yeah, it's like you said, we were talking about it like the first, like pretty much a day after the game will get released or something. Someone's going to be working on some kind of mod in some way or another, or an app or something. But I didn't expect it to be so soon.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
I was kind of curious because James wasn't here last time, how he felt in general about a game like this being modded. Because, you know, Sean's all for it. Some people love mods, some people hate them.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this, James? Like, how would you feel would you want to use any kind of mods on a game like this?
I'm
guess.
all for mods, to be honest.
Are you?
With you. Like I think the gameplay with like no mods is enough to last me for years.
Yeah,
But
Right.
it's always nice to have something completely new in the same game,
yeah,
if you know what I mean. So as long as it enhances the experience and doesn't take away from it, then I'm sure that mods will be really great for this
Yeah.
game.
I mean,
Right.
things that enhance it will probably be things like new technologies and stuff like that. Things
Yeah.
would personally, what I think would take away from it is like themed mods, so like Star Wars themed mods.
Yeah,
So-
that would definitely take away.
See, for me, if I saw an X-wing in No Man's Sky, it would just like completely ruin it for me. Because obviously all the ships are like procedurally created, aren't they? Obviously they're all different, and
Yeah.
Right.
you're hardly ever going to run into the same ship, are you? So it's there should
You know,
be
it is possible, though, with the way they procedurally generate stuff, somebody could wind up with one without a mod.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, obviously that's understandable. But you know, someone
But we'll never know.
Someone who purposely creates it to look like a X-wing, and
Yeah.
also like the paint colors also add an R2D2 unit in the back of something.
Right.
Something that's so obviously the spitting image of an X-wing, or you know, a Death Star. Someone's replaced the moon with a Death Star or something like that. It would completely ruin it for me personally. But I'm up for like I said, things about technologies or maybe even like maps, adding maps to the game. So like, because obviously there's no mini map in the game, is there? They say, in that 21 minutes video, they decided against creating a mini map. So
Yeah,
I'm not too sure about the mini maps really, because I heard him once before say that that they did create a mini map, but it's just too ugly to show at the moment. But I haven't heard any news of it since.
Yeah, well, in that video, they actually say that the guy who's presenting the video says so there's no mini map. He says no, we decided that we didn't want to put one in now. So obviously they completely scrapped the idea of putting a mini map in of some kind.
Yeah.
Because obviously they want people to explore rather than to. Because obviously the idea is that you're the first person who's come to this planet, so why would there be a map of the planet?
Yeah. They want you to get immersed. They want you to get lost.
Yeah.
They want you to discover everything for yourself. There's not going to be any looking up anything on like Wikipedia or anything like that, because there's no one's going to have been there before.
Exactly, but I mean, for personal use, I think maybe not a mini map, but obviously a map in your like your backpack or something. So obviously you got to pause it and go to your backpack and open it up or whatever. Not pause it, something, but obviously start off with like say the planet is like the map's completely black or something, and obviously the more that you walk around, the more that it obviously fills in the map.
Yeah, that would be good.
Something like that, a mod like that would be quite cool.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where he's leaving that stuff open like that, because he said in the past he openly embraces modders.
Yeah.
He wants them to have their fun and creativity too, because that's how they have fun with a game, you know? And so I think he's going to kind of leave it up to the modders to come up with some different ideas and whatnot.
See, that's
give
why
them something to do.
See, that's why I was thinking, obviously, like, with the PlayStation version of the game, mods aren't going to be existent for the game. So that's why I'm thinking is the PlayStation and the PC servers going to be completely different. Because obviously there's a lot of people asking, is it going to be on the same server? Like, PlayStation users can run into PC users if it's possible, kind of thing. And so, is it even going to be possible for PC users to mod it, unless it is just going to be a singular server for PC users?
Maybe Sean might only be allowing like single player mods, so like you can only use the mods if you're on offline mode.
Possibly, yeah.
But only time will tell with that, really.
It'd be a lot easier to do and kind of make more sense too, at least at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine mod creativity will be possible to start with, because obviously the problems that there will occur on release, because all games these days have always got some kind of problem. I mean, the Division's just released a new update and they've constantly got problems with that, haven't they? I've heard.
Yeah. And this is like an infinitely procedurally generated game. And
exactly.
There's bound to be a bug or a glitch somewhere.
More than likely, there's going to be bugs that we'll never even hear about.
Yeah.
They'll never even fix, because obviously no one's ever going to find them. So.
Right.
But yeah, so I think, like I said, we're open to certain mods. Like you said, immersive mods rather than these stupid. I mean, like if you go onto the Steam shop for the Steam Workshop for Skyrim, you get some of these stupid mods.
Oh, I used to mod Skyrim.
I did, but I'd add the immersive mods, so like
yeah, me too, like the EMB mods.
Yeah, and
like the visual effects and like the different
expanded
swords
weapons.
Yeah.
But then you get like the Superman armor or the Halo armor, and sticking things in that, it just completely removes it for me.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like I said, immersive mods, yay. Stupid pillar.
Yeah. I would like to see in like a mod a couple of more alien factions.
That's cool.
Because I just think 4's a bit too little.
Right.
In the terms of like a universe, you know, like in real life, I believe that there's like life in outer space.
Oh, there's got to
and
be.
Like, yeah, exactly. And I'm sure like how big the universe is, that there's more than 4.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that how many there is then? Is he only said there's 4?
I think there's 4 different races.
Wow, I thought there was gonna be more than that.
That's what
I'm
what I've heard
hoping
at
they
least.
add more. Yeah, that's something that I heard once.
But then again,
But-
though, because we've only recently heard about the NPCs, was it when they were doing the testing, like about a month or 2 ago?
Yeah, it wasn't long.
No, I'm thinking that I didn't mention it in the last podcast that since last year, obviously there was no mentions of NPCs last year. They must have added them since or something, and then they've obviously not rushed it, but obviously they couldn't have added loads and loads and loads because they just wouldn't have the time.
It's probably gonna be like the multiplayer aspect of it, kind of
Possibly,
like where
yeah.
if people want more, they'll give more. You know.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. But,
Yeah, I remember one of the first videos I saw him saying something along the lines of there were no NPCs.
Yeah.
And
That
now
was,
there's
I think that was back in
4.
2014. That video.
Yeah.
is that
And,
is that the 70 question ones?
No, honestly, I can't remember because it was one of the very first ones I saw. Like, it was like 2 years ago.
Pre-beers.
And I have not seen it. Yeah. And I have not seen it since. I don't even know if it's even up anymore. I'm going to dig around and see if I can find that.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shows, even though they say one thing, things can change, things evolve.
I mean,
you know.
I'm thinking since I think it was that video at November or Christmas time. The PlayStation Experience show what they have each year now. It was the one with the actual not owner, but the guy who's in charge of Sony PlayStation. I always forget what his name is. It's the Asian dude.
Oh yeah.
There's that video where they're playing on the sofa together, aren't they? And they're playing the game. And I'm just wondering, obviously, if because he's so involved with PlayStation, like he's the guy who presents the E3 shows half the time, doesn't he? I think, or at least for a part of the PlayStation E3 press conference. And for some reason, I want to say Shinji, but I don't think it is Shinji. But yeah, when I watched that video, he just looks like he's not too sure about it. So I don't know whether like beforehand he's obviously played it like I don't know a month or 2 before and thought it needs NPCs and things like these little things.
Yeah.
Like that, otherwise people are just not going to play it. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. But he's probably like really skeptical, just like us, because he probably had only about 2 hours on the game,
Yeah.
and realistically, that's not much time at all in that game.
Yeah.
Considering we could spend our entire lives
Playing
it and not even get anywhere near completing it.
Yeah, but I mean, like as well because it is a business. Because obviously gaming and Sony and the PlayStation brand is a business. The fact that they've put in so much time into No Man's Sky. I mean, obviously not just Hello Games, but obviously Sony, of course, obviously they're like advertising it and things like that.
Yeah.
They put so much time in, obviously, whatever, if they have put any money into helping them make it, there's got to be a kind of like give and take thing, hasn't there? So they're giving them all this time and all this backing and everything like that, but they've also they've got to be able to like say, look, we know that you wanted to make it this way, but for a business point of view, it's got to be a little bit like this or something like that.
Yeah.
So, that always happens.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, kudos for Sony taking it on in the first place. Really, I mean, Microsoft would just looked at it and thought, no.
Yeah.
From the get go, if Microsoft had looked at it, I mean, I don't know if they did or not before Sony took it on, but if Microsoft looked at it first and thought, no, because Microsoft is one of these companies who buy things up. I mean, you've seen it with like Mojang and things like that. They buy companies up. I mean, not specifically with Mojang, but with other ones where they bought them up and then things haven't gone wrong, and then they just lay everyone off and close the company down completely. Whereas Sony have always been quite good with working with their smaller studios. I mean, obviously, Hello Games isn't owned by Sony at all, but by working with them, it shows that they're obviously a bit more open to these indie developers. So,
I'm sure that Sony must have paid Hello Games just to get it as an exclusive.
well, probably.
So, yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying.
I mean, don't forget, because they had that massive flood, didn't they, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah. They had to start from scratch.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just to get a new studio or whatever, officers would have set them back. So I'm pretty sure Sony would have helped out with that.
But like even like the fans were like trying to donate the money, like when
Yeah.
that happened, and they just refused it.
Yeah.
Really, basically, because I really do like these developers and this company.
Yeah, so like you said, with people trying to donate when the floods happened, and they've got completely point blank refused. Obviously, in a polite way.
Yeah.
Obviously, the new people trying to help them out and things, because obviously it's a massive project that they were taking on. So, but I mean, it's nice to see these kind of companies taking that up.
Yeah, they could have easily given up on the game there and then,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
because they were like they were probably about a quarter of the way through development at that time.
Yeah.
And I'd done quite a lot already, and then just for that to happen, it's a disaster. And
Yeah.
I honestly think like any other like small indie company would just been like, no, let's just do something else.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think we've
I mean,
exhausted
that's like you said, you like them, you know, their personalities. I like them too, and that's why, because they're truly doing it for love,
themselves.
you know.
Well,
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
doing it.
themselves. It's their game that they want to make, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
it's
I
like
imagine they eat, sleep, breathe, drink, dream No Man's Sky constantly.
I'm just worried what they're going to do once they finish creating.
yeah, that's what's gonna happen to me.
I mean, obviously, I know they're going to obviously
Right.
keep the game updated and things, but that's not going to be like it will still be a daily job, but it's not going to be something that's keeping them awake from 6 in the morning till 3 in the morning the next day, is it? So
No, Sean kind of reminds me of the kind of guy that'll be like, okay, now what? And
Yeah.
start working on something totally different.
There was just one thing I noticed actually, the thing I was telling you about earlier about that building.
yeah.
So it looks a bit like a
Is it the big one that looks like an observatory with the big ball on the top?
no.
No.
The shape was like a mix between like a pyramid and a box.
Right.
And there was this massive doorway. I think it was leading underground, maybe.
Okay.
But around the doorway there was this blue light, and you could see it in the 21-minute video for about a second, and then Sean notices it and just turns away, and doesn't explain what it is or why it's there.
Where roughly in the video is it? I'm trying to remember now.
I'm not too sure where it is. I'm sure I can give you the time when after this podcast. But maybe I have a theory that it could be like ancient alien ruins.
Maybe. It could be like, obviously we find these monoliths.
Yeah.
Where we learn like either a word or a couple of words. Maybe these ones like give you like more words, so like maybe 20 words or something. So it's like a bigger cache of the alien language or something like that.
That'd be really good.
I just thought of something too. I was going to bring something up, and I think you just figured it out, James, because there's something I had forgotten about. You remember the goofy looking pillar that had the round portal swirly thing in it from
Oh yeah,
video?
yeah.
And you jump into it and you're on a totally different planet?
Yeah.
I was wondering, once you have found a planet and found their race, if you could teleport back to that planet backwards, and but just as long as you have 2 waypoints, kind of like Stargate, for lack of better terms, Stargate. But I think that might be what those are, James.
It's crazy.
Could Could be.
Those could possibly be those portals, because I remember the first time I saw them was a while ago, and then the second time I saw them was not so long, but still a while ago, and they looked totally different the second time.
Yeah.
Now they got NPCs, they've changed a lot, and they haven't gone back to that old stuff at all.
Yeah.
Very true.
Like I said, though, like when he had that, obviously when he had meetings with the head guy at PlayStation, obviously some things might have been cut out because obviously they just didn't work well for a gaming audience, so to speak.
Yeah.
So some things might have dropped, and obviously other things might have been added in.
But like, there is still a hell of a lot we don't know. Like even with like the 20-minute clips that we get to see, we only get to see what Sean wants us to see.
Yeah.
There's nothing that there's.
Every single demo and video, it always seems scripted to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially
he's
when
always in
Sean's
the right place
charge.
at the right time to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I mean, see, that could
Just look at the last two videos.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that could be a problem because he scripted it that way. So obviously, he walks in at that point, and then a ship's coming to land, and he's he's turned around the corner, and there's one of these big, massive like animals there, or something. See, to me, I'm worried now is that because he scripted it, so it's like that when we actually play the game, it's going to be hardly ever like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not going to be that busy with the ships when you see them flying through the air in the video.
Yeah.
It's not going to be that busy, or it's not going to be the animals aren't going to be as frequent.
I have no doubt in my mind that like the trader ships will like still be there as frequent. Like in space, like going from like, the space station to the planets and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
With the animals, I guess they will have like a spawn location and places they wander around.
Right.
So I don't think they'd be programmed to like walk around the whole planet if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. They just have like a certain area where they just stayed really, and like kind of like circled around.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, that would make sense. Fish are going to stay in the water. Salamanders are going to stay near the water.
Yeah.
Lizards are going to be in the sun, in the heat, things like that,
Yeah. I mean, that's probably possible because obviously that's just going to be a matter of coding. But when we were talking last podcast about the animal movements, that's going to be like completely individual animals, isn't it, Phil? That's going to have to go through every single animal in the game and giving them independence, like individual and unique movement, and it's just not going to be physically possible. Whereas setting specific locations for certain animals, because obviously, realistically, you've got mammals. What do you call lizards now? Reptiles, and birds, and obviously all the other ones. But you can obviously set a general one for all mammals, so all mammals are going to be looking for more warmer places to live. Whereas obviously, and cold-blooded animals, so like reptiles, will also be in more warmer places. Whereas other animals are going to be in specific places like that. So that's going to be a lot easier to code rather than individual animal movement. But there's always,
definitely.
I'm guessing with a game like this, so there's always going to be these little niggly bits what people will be like going to pick up on. Like you said, like the haters will pick up saying, "Oh, why is these two birds moving exactly the same?" and stuff like that. You can't please everyone. I mean, the sheer scale of the game, it's just impossible to fix every single thing.
Yeah.
I imagine I will probably spend hours just finding a waypoint and just watching a bunch of animals. And just sit there and watch them and just see how they act.
Yeah, your own nature reserve.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
And then go to the next planet and observe them and study the differences and similarities and how that stuff works. And
you could totally make
we'll
a series
find those
of that.
similarities.
Totally,
yeah.
Just like
great
a version of
Space Crocodile Hunter.
Did you
Spring Watch?
Did you guys watch the Cobra Smith podcast where he He was talking to that playtester.
Is it the most recent one?
Yeah, I briefly watched it. I think he did a couple, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was and like the playtester told him that he was just watching this like kind of like Yeti bunny kind of thing.
Right.
And he was just watching it, and it started to go along past him, and then he followed it over the hill, and he saw it go towards two others, and it looked like as if like they were a family.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of thing. Yeah, I thought that was so immersive.
I mean, we did talk about it. I think in the first podcast, didn't we? Like, how do the animals respawn, or do they come? Like, there's a set number of like those space bunnies or those Yeti bunnies. Is there like a set number, so like 5 million of them, and then they don't breed or respawn or anything, so you can actually make them extinct. Because he said that you can actually make certain animals extinct.
Did it?
So yeah, you can actually make animals extinct in the game.
Oh wow!
So if you kill the entire every single one of that species, then it becomes extinct forever.
Yeah, good luck doing that though, just by yourself on the entire planet.
Oh, I know, exactly. But it is physically possible, he said. So
that's pretty cool. But
yeah.
I probably won't get into like killing animals that much unless I have to.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, it looks like obviously you don't. It does seem like you don't need to feed yourself or anything like that. So there's not going to be really any need to kill animals unless they're attacking you, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
So it will be cool just to like take these amazing like like the first Jurassic Park where they get to the park and then he sees that Stegosaurus or whatever it is, Brontosaurus, jump up and then fall down, and then he turns around and he sees that massive vista and all the animals, all the dinosaurs are going to that lake to drink and stuff. It'd just be cool just to find a hill like that, to stand there and just watch as like 20 different species of animals just.
And what? Just have someone else in the background just go there, and then the Jurassic Park music starts playing.
Yes, that is going to be like one of the clips, along with your John Cena comment.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but it would be cool just to see like 20 different species just walking past gracefully and just doing their own thing while you're just standing there. Quite cool. So yeah,
I don't want to kill animals just for the fun either, but I know we're all going to kill a couple just because of whatever reason. But there is one good reason to possibly kill certain animals. We don't know what we're going to come up with. Silicone based, carbon based, whatever, In that video where he had forgot his name again. The other guy survived the Sub-Zero planet.
Yeah.
And he started running away from the Sentinels, and then he's like, no, go back and kill him. And he went back and killed him, and the Sentinels dropped Heridium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously Sentinels,
if I start finding...
machines, though, aren't they? So
they're machines, so they drop Heridium.
Yeah.
But just, I'm hooked on Ark right now. There's certain animals that I kill in Ark specifically to get things off of them for crafting, not to eat the meat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
I've played a lot of Ark myself, so I know exactly.
Yeah, so it's very well possible that there could be animals that have drops on them, basically, is what I'm saying.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it does seem to work in more, what do you call it, as a element sort of way. And apart from obviously, because what it'll have to do, it'll drop it as an element, wouldn't it, rather than as, so like in Ark, if it drops a tusk or something like that, or a fang or whatever, I don't know, I haven't played it, but if it drops like, a saber-toothed tiger drops a fang, obviously it's bone, isn't it? But obviously in No Man's Sky it'll have to drop it as whatever the element.
Well, like, for instance, in Ark, if you go to the southern islands, there's some icebergs, and on those icebergs there are penguins.
Right.
You kill the penguins, you get organic polymer, which you use for electronics.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, also,
and
it'd just be a case of trying and testing it. You might have to just like kill one animal,
right?
One animal of each species just to see what happens.
And hope it's not like an endangered species, and that was the last one.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Cool!
You get,
damn it!
You get a notification saying, you destroyed this species.
Right.
Oh.
Automatic 5-star wanted level for the rest of the time you
Yes.
play No Man's Sky.
But you do
That would be my luck.
you do get a gold reward on the PlayStation thing.
True.
Yeah.
You platinum it. You platinum it. Yeah.
And you get an achievement on Steam.
Oh, that was quite cool. So what else have we got to talk about with these IGN videos? Should we move on to the 5 planets?
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's go through them. I've got the video up now, so let's just go through them to begin with. So this Lewil is like you said, the desert-looking planet. So they do say in the video that planets closer towards its star are going to be more barren, and hot,
Right.
and things like that. So you expect them to be more like these deserty or rocky planets and things like that. And it has kind of like these scorpion animals-looking things on it.
Mm.
It's like a mix between a crab and a scorpion kind of thing. There are some like dried out plants as well, so that the plants adapt as well. So there's like cactuses and like very few green plants and things on the planet. And there's in the actual video as well. There's like a windy storm going on, so there's like you can see like a bit of sand being kicked up, and there's also like leaves flying through the air at the same time.
I can't remember what planet it was, but I remember seeing like this. It was the extreme heat planet,
Oh, yeah.
and it was just like this. It was all like a huge sandstorm, and like in the horizon, you could see this like dinosaur-shaped creature.
Yeah, I think that
It was huge looking, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It was. It looked amazing.
that's that Easelese or whatever you were saying it was called.
Yeah.
One with a Y.
Mm.
Yeah, 751.5 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So you're definitely gonna, you're
It's a
definitely
bit
gonna
hot.
need you're definitely gonna need your heat shield for that.
And your sun cream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
factor 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like these. I don't know if they're plants or they're buildings, but they look like giant rabbit ears or like giant leaves.
That was my favorite part of the video.
Yeah,
Just the elegance of how they looked against the desolate backdrop
And
and the way the sun shone through all that dust
Yeah.
and murkiness.
And-
Oh, I fell in love with that.
yes, those like dinosaur-looking things as well in the sandstorm. You just make out their silhouettes as well.
Yeah.
Before that, there is also Yavel, which is like the green, grassy planet with
The utopian kind of planet.
yeah, which
Yeah.
is not gonna lie, that was my first favorite picture.
Yep, me too.
Is the one where they're on the beach and
That looked gorgeous when I first
Yeah.
saw that.
and the ship's landed on the beach. That's an amazing picture. Then, so that's like I said, that's like the utopian version. Then there's that like I said, that Easelese. And then we've got Fleck. Now, Fleck is our acidic planets where we've got acid rain, rather. And these funky looking jelly babies, whatever they are.
They look a bit like Muck from Pokemon, if you remember.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Oh, they're just gross look. They're kind of cute. The face looks kind of cute, but yeah, they just look grim to me.
When you guys get a chance to go through that planet real close, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I am too.
When it pans to the bubble babies,
Yeah,
right when it first starts showing them, there's some weird little creature following them.
bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
That might be a
And
baby
it don't-
one.
It doesn't look like that very first creature to the right
No.
either with the goofy ears. Yeah, no, that looks totally different. But it could be a baby, not changed into what it looks like.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's just a part of it. Maybe it's like a tail or something. So obviously,
All super secretive on us again.
maybe like I said,
Showing us crap, but not showing
it
us.
could be a tail or something because obviously all we can see is
Ooh,
the
yeah,
thing's
that's
heads
possible.
or something.
That is possible.
Because these things are obviously quite big because it's on top of this ridge and you can see it over the top. And then last but not least is this Bellari 5, which is the one that we've seen the most of recently. And I think it's pretty explanatory what this Polari 5 is like, especially with the 21 minutes of IGN footage that was shown.
But here's one thing I've kind of noticed. On the IGN video, in the description, it says that all these planets are in one solar system.
Yeah.
But in another video, I saw him go to the galactic map, and he was on Polari 5 at the time. He went onto the galactic map, and it said there was only 2 planets in that solar system.
Maybe that's what they've discovered.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Maybe you got to discover individual planets for them to even show up on like a
That's
sub
a good point.
A sub list of
Yeah.
planets in the
Like,
solar
you know where the
system.
star is on the map, but you don't know what's around it yet until
Yeah.
you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That would make sense with not having a map in the first place.
Yeah,
Don't know where you are.
I mean, it's similar with Elite Dangerous. You go to a solar system, and if no one's been there before, you don't know what's there until you get there. So yeah, and then you can discover it, and you can actually sell the data and earn money as well that way. So, but you don't know until you get there, and if no one's been there before, there's nothing. You've got no inkling of what's there, what the trading's like, or anything like that. So, yeah. So that's been the. I'm pretty sure that's all we can cover really for the 21-minute video and the 5 planets videos. I mean, there's not too much to go into with the other 2 videos.
Yeah, I'll rewatch all of them again like a couple of times, just so if I can see anything that we might not have spotted.
So in the Facebook groups, Brandon Gaynor is talking about the possibility of broadcasting messages in real time through space. So what we do in real life now, obviously we send like an audio time capsule through space, don't we? And obviously it's got songs from like Pavarotti and things like
and then
that.
someo's just flying through space and decides to pick it up.
Yeah,
that would be
and
great.
Can pick it up.
So
I think it would be awesome too.
Having that kind of ability in No Man's Sky, so you can send something like what planet you're on, and then just send it out into space. And if someone does eventually come into the star system or into the general area in, I don't know, 2 or 3 years' time or something, picks it up, and then they can obviously go find that planet and see what you created.
Yeah.
Or the coordinates or something, whatever is implemented into the game. What do you guys think about that kind of idea?
I think it's really great. I think that is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And if it's not in the game, it should be a mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be quite cool as well, I thought, was like a picture version of that, but if you land on a planet and you find like, I don't know, like like the chests what are in the game, like the toolboxes and things. If you find something like a little console and you press a button on it, and obviously like a picture will come up where someone's took a screenshot of.
And it's literally just John Cena.
Oh, Christ Almighty! Do you know what? You're not old. I'm going to forgive you because you're not old enough to remember the Attitude Era. So.
I am old enough to do everything legally, so.
How old are
that's
you
good
again?
enough for me. I'm 21.
Only just then. If you went over to America, you'd only just be legal to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here, you're still a young pup.
Yeah, you still are. But something like that. So obviously, you walk up to a certain area, or even if it's in space, you're flying to a certain area, like in the Division where you got those things where they pop up and it shows you what's happened in the past, kind of thing. If something similar to that happened in No Man's Sky, so you're flying through space, you come across this like little beacon, you activated it, and it comes up with a picture on your console.
Oh my god!
And it showed you like a big space battle, what happened there, and someone took a picture of it.
I could just imagine just like opening a capsule, and there's a fucking selfie of the guy that was there, you know.
Right.
But things like that would be so cool, just like randomly happening.
I would like to see or have a mod something like that as an enhancement on my ship itself.
Yeah.
Where like, I could record my voice through my mic or something like that.
Yeah.
Pump it into my virtual spaceship, and then it just emits from the ship itself. So You can either set it at a direct point, or it could just broadcast in a bubble, if you will.
Kind of like a distress signal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be a way that we could find each other.
Yeah.
Not that I care either way, because people are hell-bent on this being multiplayer.
I know. I personally don't understand that, because why?
It's because they don't. It's new. It's like first time the microwave came out, they were like, "So, where's the fire?" There is no fire.
Yeah.
They'll figure it
The
out.
thing
They'll
is
get
that
it.
games started with no multiplayer. I mean, obviously you had games like Pong where you could obviously play multiplayer, but like you went to the point where you had no multiplayer games, and then couch multiplayer. And then you end up getting like the internet multiplayer, and then now the fact that we've gone back to single player game in this particular instance. I mean, obviously I know it's technically a internet and single player game, but realistically speaking, it's a single player game, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Most of your time, or nearly 100% of your time, is going to be playing on your own without seeing another person. So
yeah,
people just seem to be like, I'm guessing as well. It could be a lot of these newer people. Newer to consoles anyway, it's rather than people who play PC games. I find anyway, it's a lot of people who play COD, or only got a PlayStation to play COD and thought, oh, I want to check this game out. And obviously they're so used to playing multiplayer on COD and such games like that, or even Grand Theft Auto, where the online multiplayers are bigger than the actual main story.
yeah.
They just expect all games to be multiplayer now. So, but yeah, going off topic. So something like the transmission or sending messages through space or anything like that is quite a good idea. So kudos to you, Brandon. Kudos. So yeah, I think we're done for this episode, guys. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure again.
Yeah, definitely.
It has been great, and I am going to leave you guys with a question to think about until the next podcast.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
Yes.
John Cena is the answer.
No,
I'm
it is not.
gonna beat.
I
I'm gonna beat
don't
you,
even
John.
know who this John Cena guy is, but I already want to punch him in the face. I don't know who the hell you guys are talking about, but he's already annoying me.
I'll show you a picture later, and then you
great.
definitely want to punch him, and you want to punch James.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people take that response to me. Just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
On the note, I saw your dog face. I know what it looks like. You don't need punched. You're good, man.
I do look great, don't I?
You do actually look like that dog. It's uncanny.
I must say, for a dog, you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That must be the best compliment I've ever had in my life.
For a dog, I wouldn't shoot in the face.
For a human being, well, that's to be determined.
Okay.
Anyways, on the theory, or not theory, but this is the game, people. We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's multiplayer. You're probably not going to see anybody. Yes, it's multiplayer. No, there's not going to be a huge group of people.
Yeah.
But yes, it is multiplayer. It's because it is so freaking big, and people need to wrap their head around that.
Yeah.
How close do you think you could pass by somebody and not know you actually passed by somebody?
I'm guessing.
I
incredibly
actually
close.
No, I don't want to answer.
Just a brief.
Think about
just
it.
Just a brief one. without
yeah,
thinking
we've
about
got
it
to have
too
a little
much.
brief one.
You guys can't handle the pain.
Just,
all right.
just not incredibly close, but obviously, I'm not going to say how close exactly right now. I'm going to have a think about it.
I'm gonna have to do mine short and sweet. Same planet. Easy.
Same planet. Okay.
Easily.
We'll expand on this
I
next
think-
episode.
Yes.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, definitely. So, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, guys, and to the podcast and all that goodness. Make sure you check out James and Phil on YouTube and
Yeah.
Yes, check out all my Zero videos.
Yeah.
They are awesome. Check them out. Like them, share them,
and
lick
check
that
out
like button.
James's audio missing videos as well.
Oh, don't worry. It's It's not. It's just Ash has a problem with his software, so he just can't hear my voice.
Yeah,
Usually.
obviously.
He can't hear it now. He's just guessing what I'm saying, and he's getting it right somehow. I don't know how, but.
But yes, thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next time.